Happy Wednesday. We welcome you into this Lion Vision update with UNA head soccer coach Chris Walker. Atlantic Sun play well underway. The Lions had a tough trip up to Kentucky, dropped a heartbreaker to Bellarmine, then had a great draw against Eastern Kentucky. Next at home, starting Thursday with Austin Peay, then Sunday against Lipscomb over at the UNA turf fields. More on that momentarily. But, Coach, thanks for I know you've already practiced this morning. Now here we are chatting this morning. And take us through that weekly schedule, how early you all go.
On a Monday, it depends what time. Obviously, we get back on the Sunday, but normally we take Tuesdays off and then turn around Wednesday. We'll go at 6:30 in the morning. The weather's nice, and then it escapes us, gets away from football and the rest of the day, and then the girls can focus on class, and then we'll come back in this afternoon and do some video and break some stuff down. And then obviously roll on into game day tomorrow.
Let's back it up to Kentucky this past week where, first of all, an absolute heartbreaker to Bellarmine. They scored in, the final 5 minutes of that ball game. Break it down for us.
It's a funny game. I don't think we actually played great in the actual game itself, but I thought we did enough to come away with a result. We were unfortunate. I mean, the last 3 minutes obviously defined the game. We created a decent chance, and their keeper made a great save, and they go straight down the other end, and their chance goes in the goal. So came away with a 1-0 loss there. So it was a frustrating one, but I think it showed ourselves that we've just got to perform a little bit better on the road and connect a few more passes and just be overall more clinical in front of goal as well. And then, obviously, 5 days on the road in the A-Sun, there's no easy way to go about it. There's no easy games. So then we went across to Eastern Kentucky, played over there on Sunday afternoon, and they're a great side. They're 42nd in the RPI right now. They've had some fantastic non-conference games and then done really well in the conference so far. So that was a tough result, tough game, sorry. Came away with a 0-0 tie. I think it could have gone both ways. Both teams had plenty of chances. But I think it was a positive result on the road. Obviously, we don't set out to tie games or definitely not lose games, but anything on the road, getting a result on the road, and then obviously trying to win your home games, I think is a great way to start, and then keep moving up the table and make the playoffs.
And then, of course, Eastern Kentucky ranked 42nd in the league in RPI, and it's kind of an interesting setup. You're going to see Austin Peay and Lipscomb this week, and then you're going to turn around and flip it. You're going to see Lipscomb next Thursday, then Austin Peay, then the repeats with Kentucky and Central Arkansas to wrap up the year. So it's a different schedule this year where you get a second shot at everybody.
Yeah, it is. It's not one where I don't love it. We obviously playing everyone twice. It's never easy to play anyone again. It's nicer when we played everybody in the league, just a bit of difference and stuff, and you're traveling around a bit more. But no, obviously, by the end of next week, we'll have seen everybody. We'll have got a fresh idea of what everyone's about. We're not just watching film. It's nice to go back and go, okay, I know more about that player and know more about this team. So, but we're at a point in the season where we know quite a lot about everybody already. So we'll focus on Austin Peay for tomorrow, and then obviously Lipscomb next week.
5 days in Kentucky. What do you do? I mean, the games are 90 minutes, right? So that's what you're doing 2 of the days. What are you doing for the other 3 days?
Well, all the girls and Adam more so wanted to go see the horses every day, but I'm allergic to them, so I couldn't go anywhere near the horses. We went to watch Lexington versus Dallas in the Super League, which was a great experience for the girls. They got in close to the stadium, got to meet a couple of the coaches and say hello. And watch a great game. There's plenty of goals. There's plenty of action in that game. So it was a good, step away from just our stuff. But we got to practice and then plenty of team bonding. Hotels where we stay, there's plenty of stuff going on. They love their shopping, so there's a few malls around there. So just in terms of killing time and then obviously watching video and practicing and preparing for the next game. But we've got a great group. So they're easy to go on the road with. They're easy to travel with. They get along. The bus is sometimes quiet or it's sometimes like bouncing down the road because they're doing karaoke or whatever it may be. But they're a great group and they've been working hard and they're committed to get after each game as it comes.
Madison Vukas picked up her 7th shutout of the season. And I don't know if you want me to say this, but she's kind of on school record watch right now, a record that was set, just 2 seasons ago. It's within grasp for her, but defensively, how great does this team continue to be?
No, I mean, it's obviously she's a big part of that, but I mean, the defensive line from the forwards all the way to the back four have done a fantastic job. We proud of how hard we work. We've focused on obviously being a hard team to break down, and then obviously trying to get a few more goals on the attacking side of stuff as well. But no, I mean, defensively we've been tough, and I think Molly and Avery get overlooked a little bit in midfield as well. The hard work they go through, the amount of miles they put in every game. And they're in there breaking stuff down and just that pass before any other pass into midfield and everything. But they're in there breaking it down. And then obviously the back four and the goalkeeper have been fantastic so far as well. And hopefully we can keep that up. And if we're a tough team to break down, we're obviously tough to beat, and obviously we can hopefully score a few goals and get a few wins.
And you're talking about two players, 7 to 9 miles a match.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're both maybe 5'3", so they're busy in there. They're around everything. They never stop, and they've got a fantastic attitude. It doesn't matter if it's the 80th minute or the second minute of the game. They're still bubbly. They're still getting after it. They enjoy what they do, and they're super competitive with each other, with everyone else on the field as well. So it's a great engine for our team.
Thursday, Austin Peay. Sunday, Lipscomb, 7 o'clock on Thursday, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Give us the weekend forecast.
No, we're excited. We look forward to our Thursday night games. They're the exciting one, the first one, the next one. So hopefully we can get a great crowd out there. We've done a fantastic job so far. The rivalry between the two schools that are closer to us. So kick off against Austin Peay Thursday at 7 o'clock. We'd love to see everybody out there. I know the student athletes do a great job of supporting us in the community as well. So hopefully we can get a great crowd out and get one in the win column and get 3 points.
Hope to see you out at the UNA Cox Creek Turf Complex this weekend. Thursday against Austin Peay, 7 p.m. Sunday against Lipscomb, 1 p.m. Coach, thanks for breaking it down with us. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, head cross country coach Connor Callahan will join us next.
bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it.
It's Been a busy couple of weeks for head cross country and now track coach Connor Callahan. Welcome to Baby into the World with your wife. You've been busy with a couple of races since then, and then the addition of track. We got a lot to catch up on. But Coach, first of all, are you all getting any rest at home?
I would say last night was probably the least rest we got. Prior to that, it's pretty good. My wife is a champ and does all the work behind the scenes when I'm still sleeping, and she does a lot. So last night was probably the worst sleep, but before that, we were doing pretty well. So
let's start with the other big news, and that was the announcement yesterday from the university with track coming back to the University of North Alabama. We had it several years ago, and now it will come back, and it will begin next year. You'll be launching that program. And how exciting is this for cross country and track?
It's really exciting. It's one that I talked yesterday a little bit of just how many programs across the country are kind of cutting programs, and not just track individually, but it's one for us to be adding that is huge. It's one that when I told the team, they were thrilled, excited, because it's been a conversation we've had here and there, and I finally got to the point, I think the end of last year, where I'm like, guys, stop asking. Like, it was an every week kind of thing. I'm like, let's cut it down to once a month. I'll answer questions, but I don't know everything. I just know some stuff, and we're working through it. So they're really excited. It was one of those. I'm trying to keep the focus on cross country right now, but when you have news like that some of the seniors and juniors have been waiting for since they got here, and then freshmen, we kind of talked about it during the recruiting process, but didn't want to dive too far into it. So it's one that we're excited. They're excited. It's a chance to continue to compete, and that's a big thing in our day and age, and just in any sport. You want to compete. Like, that's what you train for. You're not training just to train and stay in shape, for our athletes at least. You're training to compete. So the chance to now run a full cross-country season, a full indoor season, a full outdoor season, it's going to help us in the long run in cross-country. It's going to be one of those that when you can put a full year of training together and kind of be a little bit more focused, good things happen, and I've seen it happen before.
And I think a lot of people will be interested to learn that cross country and track do really go hand in hand at the collegiate level.
Yeah, they do, and it's one that when you look at the top individuals, they're running really solid in cross country, maybe take a week or two off, and then you're right back to it. So I've always joked with athletes, like, you get to be a real, just normal college student probably 4 to 5 weeks of a semester, or a year, I should say. So it is one that it never really ends. It never ends. Our sport is a constant battle, but the only way to have success is to continuously train.
And then also with that, people see track, they wonder about field as well, but the runners, they still have the track opportunities to compete. And so what will be the events they will work?
Yeah, so it will open up recruiting a little bit more, where when you look at cross country at the high school level, it's 5K. Now you go to the college level on the men's side, it's 8K, and on the women's side, it's 6K. But with that, a lot of our athletes, in coming out of high school, will be some that run 800-mile, and things like that aren't necessarily the longer events. So the big thing for us right now is finding those athletes that can go 800 and up. That's kind of the focus right now. The distance-based that's what that means. So we're looking 800 and up, and just the chance to continue to grow the roster size and grow the program. So we're looking to fill some spots, but also have success with it too. I think that's the biggest thing that I don't want to get lost is it's not just about numbers and things like that. This is about success. We've seen Brian do it. We saw Sandra have some success early on so far, and we want to carry that on into track.
You mentioned the internal excitement, and have you heard kind of externally the excitement and the buzz as well?
Yeah, it's one that I think it's multiple coaches have gotten emails and whatnot. So it's one that I think the community sees it. High school coaches, I had a high school coach that I've got some runners from him reach out to me yesterday, and he's like, let's go. So it's one that people are excited, and it's another chance for these high school kids to stay in state possibly and have the chance to compete, because especially on the men's side, you see a lot of programs that have just women's, and it's one that we've got some schools in the state that just have the women's program, and I think the special thing and the unique thing about this is we're adding both men's and women's. This is going to help our women's team grow. This is going to help our men's team grow, and not many places can kind of say that right now. So I do think we take a step in the recruiting process a little further on both sides. So I'm excited about that, and we're hearing some buzz. I know Dearman, his brother, as a high school coach, and he's like, hey, are you doing field? Are you doing no, right now it's just 800. So, again, other coaches are getting some buzz about it too, so we're excited.
Exciting times indeed. And let's go from track to the current cross-country team who had a lot to celebrate up in Missouri last week as well. Let's start with Sandra on the women's side. The second fastest time in program history, running the 6K just behind Emory McKay's time at the Division II National Championships in Pensacola back in 2006. Her second individual crown. How big of a win is this for Sandra?
It's a big one, and I don't want to, make it sound like it's not a big one, but our hope and our goal was to get into one of the other races, and I think that's the biggest thing. I sent an email earlier in the week, and I'm like, hey, Sandra's ran here before. This is what she's ran. Sandra came to me multiple times last week, like, I don't think I deserve to be in the open race. I think I've shown that I deserve to be in a black or gold race, and I 100% agree with her. But the biggest thing when you win a race, like any team, if you go in and you're expected to win, sometimes it's a little bit harder to do that. And she went in expecting to win. I expected her to win, and she goes out there and does it. And it's one of those that nobody maybe sees the 82-degree weather with no cloud in the sky and straight sun and no real trees for shade or anything like that in a 12 o'clock race. I don't think Sandra's ever raced that late in the afternoon. So a lot of good came out of that race, because I think had she ran in an earlier race, we're seeing a school record. I know she's hungry for that. She wishes she would have had it by now. But it's one that she's only going to continue to get better. I think this is just another step in the right direction of, can you compete by yourself and win a race? And I mean, a couple girls tried to hang with her for the first, maybe K or so, but she just looks different. She just looks different. You can tell when somebody is as good as her.
She won it by 37 seconds, so
Yeah.
it's very, very impressive. And over to the men's side, Brian Bett had another strong finish. He finished 7th on the men's side, but he also ran another fast time. He now has the top 5 times in program history. And talk about how he just continues to rewrite the record book.
Yeah, it's one that this is the race where we saw him make his kind of mark last season. He really stepped up and showed out really well. And I think the big thing about Brian and some of these other guys is the better the competition, the better they race. And it's one that to have the top 5 times, that's pretty remarkable. You're only a sophomore. We've raced 3 8Ks this season. So, you have last season and this season, you have 5 of the top times. That's pretty incredible. I think in that race itself, the top guys didn't really run as fast as they did last year. The individual champ in that race, I think, was about 20 seconds off of his time last year. Brian was about 20 seconds or so off of his time last year. So it's one that I think he ran really well, but it was one that he left a little bit on the course. And he even said that afterwards. He's like, dang, I thought with 2K to go, I had a little bit more to go or a little bit left in the tank, and I just didn't make that move when I needed to. So it's good to walk away from a race and know this is what adjustment needs to be made. This is what I could have done a little bit different. So it was exciting to see that top 10 finish from him, but I think there's still a little bit more in the tank there that we left.
And he's got 2 weeks to rest and recover before you guys do your final regular season race. Just 2 remaining. Hard to believe that. But you'll head down to Tuscaloosa for the Crimson Classic October 17th. That'll lead us up to the ASUN Championship on October 31st. But early outlook for this one, what's the field look like? What's the expectation?
Yeah, I think it's going to be another field kind of similar to last year. It's a tough course at Crimson down in Tuscaloosa. So I don't think we're going to see much different. I hope we know the course a little bit better this year. We went for preview last year, and big joke was we had no idea where we were going. It's a little confusing. There's so many different turns and things like that. So I think the field's going to be similar to what it is as of last year. And then just kind of heading into it, I'll go back to Gaines Creek a little bit. Like we had 4 girls run their first 6K in their college career, 2 freshmen, 2 juniors. So a little different there. On the men's side, I think we had 4 season best and 2 PRs. And one of those PRs came from a late afternoon 11:15 race. You've got guys like Vincent who ran 30 seconds or so. Aiden, I think, ran 56 seconds faster than he ran at Gaines Creek last year. So when you look at where we were at last year to where we're at this year, it kind of sets us up to have continued success here at the Crimson Classic coming up. So we got a 2-week block. We'll hit it on the track tomorrow, back off a little bit. let the bodies recover. But we're in that phase on both sides of let's get ready, let's get prepared for that ASUN meet here at the end of the month, because you get one chance before that. So it's one that, we've got the 6K, and maybe Sandra goes out there and breaks the school record, and then, come back for the ASUN, and it's a 5K, and, hopefully breaks another school record, and, we get those school records that she wanted early on, a little bit later. But we're excited. I think they're ready. They're continuing to prepare. They're continuing to, just battle through the little things of, the heat for the women last week. Not one complaint, just let's go get it. So I'm excited.
Hey, let's go get it indeed. The Crimson Classic in 2 weeks. Coach, we appreciate you breaking it down with us. You got a baby to raise, you got championships to chase and defend, and you got a track program to launch. Busy, exciting times for you, sir. Thanks for chatting with us.
Absolutely. Roar Lions.
Roar Lions. Thank you to Chris Walker. Thank you to Coach Callahan for stopping by this morning. Be sure to visit roarlions.com for more information on track as well as cross country as they chase the ASUN championships again this season. And we hope to see you out at soccer this weekend, Thursday and Sunday at the Cox Creek Turf Field. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Roar Lions.